guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to tackle something that has been kind of not really a problem, but kind of bugs me about how some men don't know how to read a tape measure. All right, so we need to be able to read this thing, men. We need to be able to take this and stretch her on out and be able to read every number and line that's on this bad boy, right? And be effective with it. Let's tackle it to where we can not look like a bunch of bozos because we don't know what we're doing with this thing, right? Every man, every young man should know how to do that. How are you going to fix anything in your house if you can't measure or whatever you're going to do with some type of project you've got, right? Here I am at my house where I'm building, and we're getting it built up and done. So I got to read this thing every day. Every day. Can you read this? If not, I'm going to help you, and we're going to tackle it, and I'm going to show you how to be proficient in reading every number and tick on this piece of paper. It's a piece of metal. All right, guys, let's tackle it.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. This looks overwhelming maybe for people who have never dealt with a tape or don't work with tapes or any type of measuring units. This might look overwhelming, but it's not. It's very simple, and I'm going to show you that. And we're going to make it through this, and we're going to get through this together. And we're going to be excellent and move forward so we don't look like a bunch of idiots when somebody says, hey, go measure 3 feet 7 inches and a quarter. We can go mark that on a board or be able to find that on whatever measurement we need to find. All right? So let's dive into it. So looking at this tape that's on here, to be able to read this, it's a 7 and an 8. That's what we're going to focus on. All of the ticks between the lines 7 and 8. So looking at this, you would look at the line right behind the number 7 and the line right behind the number 8. That is your 1 inch mark. That is 1 inch. So breaking this down into fractions, which that all these lines are, that's all they are, is fractions. All right. So the next line, the next biggest line, is that middle line. That middle line is a 1/2 inch. All right. So we know that that is halfway in between those lines, those long lines between 7 and 8. The next largest line is the 1/4 inch. That is right here. And the 1/4 inch is here and is broke down at a 1/2 to 3/4, all the way to a whole. A whole 1. All right. So after a 1/4, the next line down is the 1/8. You have the 1/8, a 1/4, 3/8, a 1/2, 5/8, 3/4, 7/8, all the way to an inch. All right. So you have all those binding to an 1/8, and then we'll break it down even further as far as this tape goes down to a 1/16. So from there, that's the smallest line on this tape is a 1/16. So you can have a 1/16, an 1/8, 3/16, a 1/4, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, all the way to a 1/2, going all the way down to 1 inch. All right. You can go even further if you have another tape or rule that breaks down to a 32nd or even 64th I've used before. But that's normally with like cabinetry or real fine like furniture art or furniture woodworking, or with art or anything like that. You have to kind of get a little bit smaller with stuff like that. Or if you're doing any type of, heck, I've gone down pretty low on reading topographical maps to be able to use with compass and everything, doing land nav. So yeah, it can get pretty strenuous. But this is the simple part. Just the whole simple part right here between an inch. Not too rough, not too difficult, and we tackled it. We understand it, all right? Now we don't have to go look like the idiot when we go out there and somebody tosses us a tape and we're able to effectively utilize the tool that's in front of us. So before we move on and before we close this whole video out, let's do a review. Simple, quick review to make sure you know where you're at. All right, here we go. What number is this, or line is this? This is a 1/2 inch. Good job, 1/2 inch. What is this line right here? If you need to, count these 3 other lines, which makes that 3/4. Good job. What is this? That is an eighth. Good job. And then you can count that incrementally through there all the way up to the line. And then what is this? It's a 16th. What is this? 7/16. What is this? A little harder. 13/16. Good job, guys. Awesome. So now we are effectively understanding and have the tools in our toolbox to be able to go out there and effectively use this tool. All right. So now there's no reason for you to be nervous. Go out there, take it out there, practice, figure this thing out, look at it more. The more you use it, the better you're going to be. All right. Take it, use it, and conquer the world, guys. All right. Well, that's all I got for you on this one. I appreciate y'all taking this time in this period of instruction for me, and use this to grow you and build you and be able to make you be a better man. All right. As always, stay Oscar Mike.